Hello and welcome to what's new in Microsoft 365 and Teams for the 4th to the 16th of April 2022. We're going to look at forms, lists, OneDrive, Stream, SharePoint, Teams. We'll have a look around Microsoft 365 and then we'll have a quick chat about a webinar I'm doing with the Inform team. As always folks, those icons at the bottom give you an idea about the update. A tick shows that it's available now. A snooze icon shows that it's a little bit delayed. The something with a bite out of it is a bite-sized update, and the telescope looking forward is one to watch. So as always folks, please subscribe or give me a thumbs up on YouTube, it really helps. So let's start with Microsoft Forms. First one we've got is new templates for commercial users. So these templates just basically make it easier for you to start from scratch. Some people find it a little bit daunting starting from scratch at work with forms. They just kind of stare at the form and nothing happens. And this is just to get you started. So here's some examples. Better organize your events through surveys. Grow product success by running in-depth user research. Here's an interesting one. Improve employee satisfaction by understanding their well-being. I'm doing a webinar with the Inform team. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. So that's an interesting one for me. Digitizing different aspects of your day-to-day business processes. So that would be useful as well. So let's have a look at what we've got over here on the right-hand side. Let's just zoom in on this. So this is what they call your first run experience. So after the update gets released and you then use Forms for the first time after that release, this is the screen that you're going to see. You can explore it, or you can skip if you want to. And you can see there's the main categories. And then once you go into Forms, this is the new layout. This looks quite nice, doesn't it? Let's have another look at this as well. So there's a couple of updates coming to Forms. I told you about others last week. So a nice layout there. So yeah, it does look better. But across the top, you've got the option there to explore those templates. Definitely worth you giving those a look. And once you click on one of those templates, then you'll see a sample and a preview there. Then you can start to edit it and build it up if you want to. So I think they're going to be great. Look out for those, folks. Late April into late May this year. So what else do we have? Something for lists now. So list calendars. The Unscheduled pane. So this is a way to surface items which do not have a date, either a start date or an end date, or the end dates before the start date. There's some issue with the before and end dates. So this means that if you go to your calendar and over on the right hand side, you look at the events pane, you can see here, we'll just zoom in here again, you can see that there's a new tab called Unscheduled, and it just means that you can see here actually that there's a clue to what the issue is. Start and end dates are missing, start date is missing, end date is missing. So if you use the calendar view in lists, I think that is going to be super. Due mid to late April, so sometime over the next couple of weeks or so. SharePoint, updates to the Teams channel site, layouts and parent site settings. So I'm going to pull the website over for this in a second just to show. There's two updates for the SharePoint side that is created with every team and private channel in Microsoft Teams. So folks, if you're a Teams person, you might know that when you create a team, your 365 group gets created around it. And I like to explain, it's not quite like this book, folks, but think about your Microsoft team having a SharePoint site behind it. It's not obviously how it is, but in your head it works. And when you go into your team, you go into a channel, click on the Files tab. When you go there, what you're really looking at is that SharePoint site behind the scenes. Anyway, that is getting a change to layout, and that comment there about every team and private channel. So you get one of these for every team you create, and then every private channel it gets one as well. Okay, so new layout changes to news, documents, quick links, and the activity web parts. They're getting an update, and the second update improves the relationship between the connected sites and the hub sites. So this just streamlines the relationship between those. Let me just pull this over for you. So I want you to hop over to the blog, and you can see here that I've got a quick update, the too long didn't read part, but also this update here, the bit about the hub site associations getting managed at the parent site for the entire team. When the team's connected sites, the sort of sites we're talking about at the moment, with a hub, the parent site and all the channels will inherit the hub's theme and navigation. And there's a comment there about the private channels as well. A quick note there for admins. So if you go over to the main blog, folks, then you'll be able to see that. Anyway, if that's your thing, look out for that early to late May this year. Stream continues to get updated. So when I talk about this is Stream, the Stream web player for audio and video files which are stored on OneDrive and SharePoint. So this first one is getting an about. So you can see here, it's just a nice easy way to edit title and description. Also adding a thumbnail. So I quite often like using, let's say I'm recording a presentation or a training session or a meeting. I quite like to use the first title, the title slides, or the first slide of the presentation. I like to save that as a JPEG and then use that as a thumbnail. So you get the ability to do that. So of course you can do that in the regular version of Stream already, but it's just nice to be able to do this for let's call it New Stream. Anyway, so mid-May to mid-June, so quite a big, like a full 4-week gap there. So we'll see whether that rolls out on time. But for me, it's just a sign that that new version of Stream just gets better and better all the time. The in-play experience, I told you about this last week, maybe a couple of weeks ago. So it's just easier to get support and report a problem. That's been pushed back a little bit early May, so it might come out with that previous update too. So Microsoft Teams, this is an awesome update. So soft focus and the ability to adjust the brightness in Teams, and I think the soft focus is the highlight here. So it's the ability to just soften your video feed a little bit, and you can see here that we've gone, just before we even start a video, we're joining a call, so we look at our video feed, and we've got the option there to turn on soft focus, and we can make it, you got a slider there, so you can increase or reduce the soft focus effect that you're getting. That, I've talked about that recently, it's really popular, as you can imagine, and you got the ability there to auto adjust the brightness, so you can turn it on as you're joining a call like this, or in the device settings. So you're in your meeting already, go to the device settings, turn it on there, or you can just set it more generally in settings, devices, and camera, and then that's just your setting when you join meetings. So look out for that, folks. Due any time now, so early to mid April. So this is mid-April already, so it might be worth hopping over and see whether you've got that update. What else do we have? The pairing of naming conventions between Teams channels and corresponding SharePoint folders. So I talked about a few minutes ago about the relationship between Teams and the channel behind the scenes, and the SharePoint site behind the scenes, sorry. And when you change a channel name, the folder behind the scenes is going to change as well. Look out for that, mid-April to mid-May this year. And the restore option for deleted tags that I told you about just 2 weeks ago, that's been pushed back a little bit and is now due mid-May into early June. So, the tags and the ability just to kind of, instead of having to mention individual people in a comment, you can create a tag, and then people can be put into that tag, and then you just set up one word, and then everyone who's part of that tag, then they get notified. They're super useful, but a bit of a pain. They got deleted, but you're going to get this new deleted section down here, so you can restore them if you need to. Alright, Microsoft 365. This, I have no idea what's going on with this. I feel like I've been telling you about this update for as long as I've been doing updates. The rich text and images in Planner has now been pushed back to September. I have no idea why that gets pushed back. I don't know why it's so difficult. As someone who uses Planner almost every single day, I find that really disappointing. But there you have it. It's pushed back to September. That's got to be at least a year old now, hasn't it? What else do we have? Okay, so let me tell you about a webinar I'm doing with the Inform team. So it's about, is technology a friend or foe in the workplace from a well-being point of view? And I'm just going to pull this across for you, and if you hop over to LinkedIn, so I've included the URL to this page in the notes. You can see here that we're talking about, it was basically, it's with myself and Alex Cunningham, who's a well-being expert. We're going to talk about well-being at work, and I'm going to focus on Microsoft 365 and Teams and your well-being and just looking after yourself a little bit. Really excited about that. It's a topic that I believe in. I spend so much time working and doing this blog that actually it's something that that I'm interested in, so I can talk about it passionately. Folks, it's free. There's no obligation. There's no hard sell. So get yourself over there, sign up. If you can't make it, so be it. But it's absolutely super easy to get signed up. So do it now before you forget. Just pause the video, go down to the notes, hop over, get signed up, and then come and join me. So all the details are up there. So it's April the 28th, 11 a.m. to noon UK time. But when you look at this page, you'll see your dates over there, your time, sorry. Okay, folks, so nice and quick this week. So remember, you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, on your podcast player. You can go and read the blog, sign up for the newsletter over on the blog, and we are done. Folks, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching and listening.